Hello, I'm Nitish from Limburg High School, and I'm a rising junior. And I'm just sharing my screen here, then we can jump into my presentation. Okay, cool. So my project was about building a self-driving robot that detects a ball and chases after it. I wanted to learn hardware as I had pretty much only software experience in the past, and getting into the program, I wanted to add more tools to my toolbox. I was most keen on learning how to control motors as I've always been fascinated by cars and other vehicles. In addition, I had some machine learning experience, and this project was a good mesh of both the skills. So here we have a cat. This is a pet. And when it wants to chase a ball, like over here, it will have to go through many steps. So first of all, this is my robot. I tried to basically emulate a pet, and I will go over how this works. So first, the cat has eyes. It uses the eyes to see different objects and see how far they are. Here I have two sensors to emulate this. The first one is the camera on top that can detect the object, which is the ball, using sophisticated algorithms. And then second, on the bottom is an ultrasonic sensor, which pretty much tells us how far away things are. So it makes sure the robot does not crash into walls. Here on the bottom left is the first picture I took with my Raspberry Pi. Over time, I learned how to improve the image quality. And over here, we can see on top right, a better image. And this one has the object in it. So a cat has to think before it can go chase after a ball. And this is called training your pet. You might play fetch a couple of times. It may not work in the beginning, but over time, your pet gets used to it and they can play along with you. Same way, I had to train my object detector. Here we can see the arrow points that this computer can recognize this is a white ball, and there's a red rectangle around the ball drawn by the computer itself. Sometimes I had errors, but that's part of the learning experience, and I had to troubleshoot. Here it thinks everything is a white ball. Now we have the motor. This actually moves the robot towards the object, just like a cat's feet. So now it's demo time. I will show you an example of what my robot can do. Okay, so here, first the robot starts by thinking. It senses everything around it, and it can see the ball, and then it goes and chases the ball. Here we can see it working successfully. Okay, so yeah, this was a great learning experience, and I plan on using these new tools for many new projects. I plan to use this robot as my personal pet. Since it's a custom model that I built from scratch, I can train it on many different objects and play Go Fetch. Overall, I think I've become more confident about my software abilities, and I'm glad I was able to add hardware experience in my toolbox. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions for Nitish and his cat robot? I have one. What do you prefer more, the hardware or the software, now that you've had a little experience with both?
I mean, by itself, like, I don't think either could do much, but like together, like, I think it was a cool experience. It's like I could classify images, but like that's the end of it on software. And in hardware, I could move the robot around aimlessly. However, like using both together gave me a unique experience of like making real world applications.